Good morning, beautiful people. I am going to send you over to yesterday's State House press conference, revenue for Rhode Islanders, and SEIU in support of the 1% tax in Rhode Island. I gave a speech there, and yeah, you can check that out and see what you think. And I will leave a link also to the full press conference that I'm not going to include in this video because it's too long. But if you want to check out everybody's comments on it, you can go right ahead and do that. And I will send you over to the video of my speech at the press conference. If you like it, you can visit my website, jacobs4ep.com. That's Jacobs, the number 4, ep.com. And I'm on all the socials too. Thanks so much, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. All right. Here's the video. My name is Jonathan Jacobs. I'm the political director for Rhode Island Employment Security Alliance Local 401 SEIU. Our membership works primarily within the Department of Labor and Training, providing income support and reemployment assistance services for Rhode Islanders facing job displacement through no fault of their own. I began working for the Rhode Island DLT in April of 2010 as an unemployment insurance service center representative. During that time, the nation was in economic freefall. Rhode Island experienced among the highest jobless rates in the nation. When I started to work 16 years ago, we were still bailing out from that March's record-breaking rainfall that flooded homes and businesses. So 12% unemployment and biblical flooding was day one for me as a career public servant. Fortunately, it's been smooth sailing in the Ocean State since then, except for the subsequent years of economic recession, a federal sequestration, 8 weather emergency event declarations, 5 federal government shutdowns, 1 global pandemic, and the closure of the westbound side of Interstate 195. The point being is that crises, disasters, statewide emergencies are not a question of if, but rather of when. And when catastrophe strikes, the least fortunate are always the most vulnerable. And every crisis comes with a price tag. To make matters worse, the cuts already made by the federal government and the uncertainty surrounding funds relied on from Washington, D.C. mean cities, towns, local nonprofits, child care centers, schools, local infrastructure, and public safety all face the possibility of hardship and the likelihood of fiscal inability to face the next crisis when it comes. Alternatively, an annual $200 million in added revenue could strengthen the state's position to close budget gaps and navigate unexpected calamity with more confidence. Without adequate funding, however, when a crisis arises, the safety net designed to catch working families when they fall breaks, and people get hurt. Rarely, however, do I see people earning over $640,000 per year injured by a faulty safety net because they tend to be protected by their golden parachutes. They don't fall, they gently glide. Now, one argument I hear, the one that Senator Murray brought up, in opposition to a 3% tax increase on income over $640K is referred to as the flight of the lords. If you tax them, they will leave. They will move to a state with a more competitive income tax structure. I am unconvinced. Besides having no interest in winning a race to the bottom when it comes to sacrificing social safety nets to protect the needs of families in order to appease wealthy political donors, I also haven't seen any evidence that Rhode Island will lose any significant number of its top earners. Massachusetts implemented a similar law a few years ago, and it has seen a net increase in millionaires since then. But in all fairness, I don't speak from the perspective of one of Rhode Island's top 1% of earners. I speak from the point of view of a state employee, a public servant. I speak from the point of view of a union member. I speak from the point of view of a father, a husband, a neighbor, a homeowner, a taxpayer. The common element in what I see is the value of people, even if their income is not in the top 1%. It's almost as if treating people like they're valuable helps them lead better lives. Rhode Island's working families, like the families my colleagues and I help every day, are financially stressed to their limits before they encounter whatever unexpected life events lead them to contact us for assistance. The rising costs of basic needs like food, medicine, housing, energy, and transportation have made saving for personal or family emergencies nearly impossible. And we see all too often how much more pressure our customers experience when a statewide crisis limits our own agency's resources. We see it in them because my colleagues and I also feel that pressure. We see it in them because we, too, are Rhode Island's working families. It is for these reasons, as well as those expressed by my brothers and sisters in the labor movement and by Representative Alzate and Senator Murray, that on behalf of Rhode Island Employment Security Alliance Local 401 SEIU and the working people of Rhode Island, I stand in support of House Bill 7313 and Senate Bill 2238, and I urge lawmakers to do the same. Thank you.